part 2 of Mark Rober's creative engineering course, and should we do it again?
Sure.
Why not? What do you think?
Cool.
Should we move here?
Yes.
Anyways, this time the projects are around electronics.
Every year in our school district, the 4th graders get to learn how to play the recorder, but this year it got delayed. We decided to use this project to solve that problem, as well as make 2 doodlebots, a creepy picture, and a logo light. Our robot's name is Mark IV, and he is very unobservant, and he wears a mask because he is ashamed of his scribbles. Jeffrey is very unobservant, and he doesn't want anyone to notice he's working on his art. There's an LED inside of his mask that makes it glow to make it look cool. And there's a battery powering that, and there's a battery powering this motor, or that has a switch, 2 switches on the back, one for the light and one for the motor. Jeffrey has a switch right here which powers the motor, then he gets right to work on his art. I'm really worried this is going to just go straight off the table. I'm really worried this marker's going to fall off. Some issues I had during building this was I couldn't get the markers to stay on, so I just glued them on a special way. And I couldn't get the motor to spin in a way that it would turn, so I kept twisting the motor around. And then the last thing was I couldn't get the batteries to stay in, so I made a little belt kind of thing under it. Some issues I ran into while building Jeffrey is that his motor was too aerodynamic, which caused him to move one way mainly. So I decided to make his motor have a thicker end so that it's less aerodynamic. Another problem I ran into was we didn't have any working switches, so we had to buy some. Does anyone want to buy this work of art for $50,000?
I wanted something to remind me of this class, and Mark had this idea, and I did a spin on it. So the idea is that this picture will be hung up in a room. When someone passes by, the eyes will flash red, and the person will be confused on what just happened, and when they look back, they'll be off. So the way I built this was I drilled 2 holes where the eyes would be, but on a wood part on the back where the picture is on. And then I drilled a hole where the motion sensor is, which is on the tape. And then I programmed an Arduino. Sorry, Mark, I hope you don't mind.
I do product reviews, and the problem I was trying to solve was how to color match my logo to those products. And the way I solved it was creating a little unique system here that's all 3D printed and all slick looking with an Arduino in there. And there is a color sensor on the back. I can take the object, I can put it in the back, click this button, and it'll lock in the color that it senses, and then it will change this LED in the front that's RGB to whatever color it sensed in the back, or I can put it in this cool rainbow mode. I'm not sure how well that's coming across in the camera, but it looks pretty cool in person. Now back to how we started this video. We wanted to solve how to play a recorder with electronics.
The first problem we needed to solve is how to cover the holes. At first we tried these little bumpers. They didn't work very well. So we took apart this toy to get these suction cups, which work very well with paper clips.
The second problem that we had to solve was how to cover and uncover the holes. So we took a servo motor, attached a paperclip, and then attached a suction cup to the paperclip, and it allowed us to easily cover and uncover the holes.
The next problem we needed to solve was how to make separate notes, so we installed this servo which clogs and unclogs this hole.
The next thing was, how do we make music with this? So what we did is we programmed an Arduino Uno. I did most of the programming. That's a little bit much for these guys for this project. But what we can do is take this wonderful recorder and set it in this little stand, and then we hit a button and it closes around it, and then we have 3 songs we can select from. So we're gonna pick a song here and you can watch it play.
So the next problem we had to figure out is how to get the air through it. The first thing we thought of was blowing through it. And then we got this fan to try and use it, and then we thought of an air compressor.
The fan wasn't quite strong enough.
Blowing works, but the air compressor kind of works.
And there we go. 4th grade is solved. So clearly we have a little bit of work to do on the automated noise making here, but it was pretty cool.